Welcome to Pinnacle Performance Company's Fishbowl Friday with Pinnacle co-founder and COO G. Riley Mills and master instructor and editorial director Brad Lawrence. In an exclusive edition of Fishbowl Friday featuring G. Riley Mills' new book, Synergy and Sparks.
Let's talk pillars.
Yeah.
Let's talk pillars. We got 6 of them.
Yeah.
And let's do these in order. And I'm guessing this is not a coincidence, but the first pillar is communication.
That is correct.
Why did you choose that as the first?
Yes.
And what makes that one in particular the bedrock of everything that's going to follow it?
Yes, for sure. Communication is at the heart of everything Pinnacle teaches. If there's a universe, the sun is communication, and everything flows from that. If communication is bad, everything else is you're gonna struggle. And at Pinnacle, we have a 3-step process. If you've read the other books,
What?
if you've ever taken a Pinnacle coaching session or training, that's the core of what we do. It flows through everything that Pinnacle does: coaching, training, books, webinars. And those 3 steps, very simply, are the 3 steps for influential communication, compelling communication. Number 1, analyze your audience. Who am I talking to? What do they know? What do they not know? How do they feel about me? How are they going to feel about this information? What questions might they ask me? Second step is identify what action you want them to take and how you want them to feel as a result of hearing your message or attending your meeting or going to your presentation. And then the third one is modify your delivery, which means what is your intention and how are you communicating that with your body language, with your voice, with your eye contact? Everything has to be synced up and congruent for that message to be delivered the way you want to deliver.
And I think the thing that really stands out to me about the book, and one of the things that we're big on at Pinnacle, is that modifying your delivery isn't just modifying content.
No.
But it's about making specific conscious decisions about the how of the content,
Yes.
the nonverbal elements that go into it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Fascinating. With regards to communication, how does professional communication, or you talked earlier about how things have changed since COVID. How has professional communication changed significantly since the pandemic?
Yeah, so staying connected and motivating a team when they're dispersed all over the world sometimes, when they don't come into the office anymore, so you can't have a face-to-face. You sometimes don't see them for months at a time, except on Zoom. Or if most of your communication is through Slack or Zoom, that can be a challenge too. So much of how we communicate messages now is different than before COVID, and we've got to make those adjustments. Also, that generation of young people pre-COVID who were getting ready to graduate, and then they went through COVID, and we all went through that experience, and they went through college during COVID, they went through high school during COVID. They're entering the workforce, and now we have multi-generations of people who have different relationships to technology, right? If you've worked with a Gen Z person, they are real comfortable learning new technology, and they love technology, and they maybe prefer to communicate through technology. And if you're a boomer or you're an older worker who's maybe ready to retire, they may not be that keen on TikTok and things like that. They're not that interested. So it's really being able, if you're a leader and you have all of these different types of people, different types of situations, it's a challenge to keep everybody rowing in the same direction. And that's what this book is about, is here are some things to make sure you're building that trust as a leader, you're communicating effectively, you're making sure they feel safe and heard within your team. That's kind of what I tried to lay out in the book.
Since things have changed so much technologically, especially, would you say, is it unfair to expect workplace communication to be as good as it was when we weren't on Zoom or Teams all the time? I feel like a lot of people that I work with, they get frustrated because they're doing the same things they were doing. They're just doing it virtually now, and it's not having the same effect. So what would you say to somebody who's feeling that? Like, I know how to lead. Before the pandemic, when I was seeing everybody in the office every day, I was getting good results with my communication, and I thought I was a really good leader. And now I only see my team on Zoom, and it's just not working. I'm just not having the same effect.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously pluses and minuses with technology. Zoom makes it easier for us to meet with people all over, and you still get to see them. So it's not like a conference call like in the old days before.
Everybody's leaning in.
Right, everybody's leaning in. So I think that is really good. The challenges are with the virtual and with those things. You can't forget the human element, that these are still people. One of my favorite things is, remember before COVID, a lot of bosses, when people would say, can I work 2 days from home? I just had a new baby. Can I work 2 days from home? No, we can't have that because you'll be watching TV or you'll be doing something. You won't be productive. And then COVID forced us to work from home. And what did we find out?
We can.
We can. Yeah. You absolutely can. The leaders were proven wrong who used to say that. And so for me, Pinnacle, we were already there before. Everybody worked mostly remotely. They came into the office when they wanted to, and we were productive. Part of it comes with hiring good people and then empowering them and trusting them that they're going to make their schedule, they're going to get their work done when they need to get it done, and they're going to deliver for you. But now they have a little more control over when they do that. Maybe they get up a little later, or maybe they work a little longer, a little later day. If that works for them and it works for the organization, why is that bad?
Yeah. Something that I find myself saying to a lot of people in our workshops, and let me know if you agree with this, I hope you do, is as leaders, it's really important to choose the appropriate medium for whatever message it is that you're delivering. It's convenient to have Zoom and Teams, right? You can get everybody from all over the world on a call, but if a message is challenging or emotionally charged, maybe that's not the way to do it. You want to get it in person if possible. It's riskier, it's more vulnerable, but that's...
Yes. And don't pick the wrong format to deliver the message. If it's an inappropriate format for that message, look out. In the book, there's a famous example. It's one of my favorite stories in the book. Vishal Garg, who was the CEO
Better.com.
of Better.com. And years ago, he had to lay off like 900 people, and he chose to do it over Zoom. He called a meeting. No one knew what the meeting was about. And he gets on, and he's initially making it about himself, saying, I hate doing this. I had to do it before, and it made me cry, and I'm going to try to be strong. I'm going to try to not cry this time. But if you're on this call, you lost your job. You're out. It lacked any kind of emotion, empathy, kindness, compassion, and it caused a fury. He went viral for it. And then because he looked like a heartless CEO that didn't really care about his staff. When they started doing some investigation into him as a leader, they not only found out that was true, that he was not a nice person. He was very cutthroat. I talk about it in the book that I found more instances where he called his workforce dumb as dolphins, and he would do these all caps, stop doing stupid things, you're making me look stupid. And he threatened to, one of his previous business partners threatened to burn them alive. There's a court transcript where he was quoted as saying that. So this is not a great leader. This is not a compassionate, empathetic type of leader that we need in 2025. Right. So that story is in there. You can read that.
A symptom of a larger.
Yes, exactly.
All right, great. Thank you for that on communication.